Hey, welcome. So this is the first time we're doing this. This is going to be an interview with two people at the same time. And what we're trying to do is trying to get two people to look at an elephant, like a what do you call it? A metaphor is the elephant in the room, and then each one will see it
Oh,
in a different. Yeah, you got it now. Thanks, Brandon. So then each
making
person
it
will
a
be able to,
real.
yeah. Each person will be able to see the elephant from a different angle, and then that we'll see how that kind of reflects on their functions and their parts, and it'll help us basically triangulate on what the core differences are in different types. All right, so we have Brandon and we have Jonathan. I did an interview with them both. They're both ENFPs. The differences are going to be their second animal, so and their last animal. So they both have play, but Brandon is missing sleep and Jonathan is missing blast. And then I don't remember your modalities. I remember Jonathan, you're MF, right?
Yes, audio.
I'm FF.
You're FF. Okay, so then that's going to be a difference just in the SINE. Okay. All right, so we can get started. So yeah, so okay, so let's talk about your schedule and your structure. How is your life scheduled and structured, and how important is it to you?
Do you want to go first, Brandon?
Yeah, let's start with Brandon.
Uh, it's only scheduled in like the whole I have to go to work thing. That's it. Every other part is not scheduled.
Do you have a rough idea of what you're going to be doing on your off days or in your future life?
No. I mean, like I have the idea that I'll stay home and chill and do nothing and relax and not be at work. But
Right.
then in my future, no, I have no idea.
No idea. What about you,
Future.
Jonathan?
I have some kind of routine. So I know I have to go to work, but around that I try to like incorporate doing other things as well. Like I want to go to the gym, so I do it every morning. I kind of set myself I try to get myself to wake up at the same time every morning, just so I've got like that habit of waking up at the same time and just being fresh in the morning. But yeah,
Is that
then I go to
hard?
the gym.
Was that a struggle to
Yeah,
get to there? Yeah.
yeah, like to actually get started to do that was a huge struggle. Like, because I just knew I wanted to achieve all these things. I'm like, if I don't actually like get my ass into gear and like actually create some routine, then I'm never going to like really, be able to accomplish even the small things. Like just going to the gym and being healthy and incorporating like healthy eating and all that kind of stuff. Like, just feel like I need routine to be able to actually stay on top of that.
And is it helping the routine?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've been like going to the gym like and doing yoga like so every second day, like I'm doing the gym or yoga the first thing in the morning. And it's definitely helped a lot. Like I noticed like my just strength in my body. Like I feel like I'm able to move around a lot more. I've just got more energy. So
Yeah. Brandon, are you able to do anything like that? Have you done anything like that in the past?
Yeah. I mean, I used to go to the gym. I used to do yoga. I used to do things like in a routine, but now I choose not to.
You choose not to. It's your choice.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the reason I don't go to the gym is because I am super lazy and I have like it's hard for me to be and go act healthy.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. What about ritualistic behaviors? Do you have anything that's like really important to you, like Thanksgiving or your morning coffee or something?
Yeah, I mean the morning coffee that'll work.
Yeah.
Um
I don't even have to
that's
ask John.
I think I talked about coffee in every single one of my interviews, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Okay. So, what about the types of things you consume? What kind of things are you each consuming? Does someone want to start?
Good
an
question.
e-cig.
Yeah.
Can you give me
Brandon,
like
let's
a
start.
short?
Yeah, Brandon, why don't you start? What kind of stuff do you like to consume on Reddit? Like I like last time you said Reddit. So
Oh, on Reddit, okay. Um well, I just browse by like the top posts of today.
like no category, just today.
Right.
Just everything that you're following, right?
What's that?
Is it like, because obviously you can create an account, you can customize your feed to like the
Right,
actual
but
sub.
I have like 500 subreddits that I'm on.
So do you kind of just like browse Reddit and just find like a subreddit you like and just add it, like, oh, you want to follow this,
Yes.
and just the time you've just built up this massive list of like.
Yes, and I've been building that list for 10 years. So it's just like a long ass, like just I had to scroll for like an hour.
Right.
Yeah, that's like the gathering. You just want to keep like getting all this new stuff, and then at the end of the day,
Yes.
you have so
And
much
like
stuff.
when I find like a new subreddit, I'm just like, oh my god, it's a new special thingy to add to the collection of thingies that I have.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I think Jonathan has the same thing in audio that you have in Reddit, right?
I do exactly. I do the exact same thing, but in Spotify.
Mm.
So like,
I used to use Spotify.
Like kind of looking for music, new bands, new artists, new like playlists, and I'm just gathering all this massive list of just music.
I used to use the Discover Weekly function on Spotify constantly. Like every week I would listen to all 20 songs. And like from that I would always take like 2 or 3 and add to my playlist every week.
That's exactly what I do.
Oh.
Yeah. You get new stuff, man.
Yeah.
I only stopped because I like the kind of music I like is not on Spotify anymore. Like remixes and mashups. So I use YouTube.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have any responsibility over your consume? Like anything that you don't want to consume because like you're letting it into you? Like it's like because like it's like the gate into your mind. Do you have anything like that you're just like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to let that kind of thing in?
I don't really watch love story related things anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
But no, not anymore.
That's great. That's a great example of something you want to keep out. What about you, John?
Yeah, I seem to have like this unconscious like filter to like politics and just like daily news and stuff. I don't know, like on Facebook and stuff. If I'm scrolling through articles, like I don't know, I just do not care about like what's happening in like my area, like in the local news, or like usually on like the the national news and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of like do not care about it enough to actually like want to know what's happening. I'm more after just the things that are going to excite me, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So things that I value, like abstract things, music, things that I like.
That makes sense to you, Brandon?
Well, yes, but like for me, the news is mostly boring, but I watch it because there's always going to be some kind of interesting headline in Florida. I live in Florida. Like there's something always going on. Like a gas station employee ripped his clothes off and jumped into a river. I don't know. Like you wouldn't want to miss out on those kinds of stories.
No way. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what about your self and tribe issues? You have the same self and tribe modalities as well. So how do you see self and tribe play out with you, Jonathan?
Yeah, so for me, like, I feel like I'm pretty balanced between myself and the tribe, but I know like my weaknesses is really like when it comes to like actually communicating to the tribe and like keeping them updated. So like, that's like my family, my friends. Like if I'm planning to do something, or if I'm in life, like just forget or just like find it very draining to kind of keep people like updated on what I'm doing and where I'm at, like what I'm studying this week, or like how my job is going. I struggle to get into the details of my life and then expressing that out to people.
Is that important to you? Do you want to do that?
I never thought it was important until like until subjective personality, focusing on what your problems are. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I'm leaving a lot of gaps in people's, like when I'm giving people information. So like that's something I want to get better at. So yes, it is important.
What about you, Brandon?
I was actually wondering, like what if they've messed up and I'm actually like a double observer, because sometimes I feel with the tribe that I just cannot connect. But I don't think it's true. I think it's just my current workplace is filled with assholes, and it's like you can't, like if you're with assholes, it doesn't matter if you're a double decider or whatever. you are going to struggle and suffer.
Right.
So I am like, I'm not doubting the type or anything.
But are you able to
yeah.
are you able to get your identity and your social identity and your personal identity separate from the tribe? Are you able to keep it separate?
I do. Like, I go to work, and when I talk to them, it's very small talk.
Right.
I never
hard, right?
share. Yeah, I never share myself to them.
I think, like, especially for like a masculine F5 savior, that something like that is really hard. Like, I know I've had the same kind of struggles in workplaces as well. It's like you have to. Everyone has like this different face, or this different like you said, like this small talk kind of like atmosphere, and like you having such a big identity inside, it's like you don't really like this way of like communicating and dealing with people, but it's a struggle. It's like you're constantly trying to be genuine, but at the same time you're trying to be like someone else to kind of fit into this mold or this like this social kind of environment. Struggle. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You identify with that person like exactly like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, do you get bored? And is it difficult? How difficult is it for you to get bored?
Yes. and how difficult is it? I spend my entire shift at work staring at the clock, like counting down the hours. And I'm just like, okay, there's 7 hours and 11 minutes left. There's 5 hours and 42 minutes left. In an hour and 42 minutes, I'll be halfway done. I am 14th out of 16 done.
Milestones. What about you, Jonathan?
Yeah, I can relate to that to some degree. I mean, an example, okay, actually, something I've been recently thinking about, like I'm trying to relate my type to like how I was as a child. When I was young, like always wanted to just, play with friends and like going to like friends' house and stuff. I noticed that like my parents would always find it funny that like, I'd spend like a whole day at the house. Then as soon as I get home, I'm like, I want to go somewhere else now. I want to go to another friend's house. I just constantly just wanted to be stimulated. You know what I mean? And I think like that is kind of still true now. Like if I'm at home and I don't have much to do, like I could have 100 things in front of me. Like I've got a list of things that I need to get done. I've got like things to keep me entertained, like games, videos. I've got books. I've got plenty of things in my house to do. But at the same time, I'll sit down and I'll be like, holy fuck, what do I do? Like I'm so bored. I want to do this. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And I just like, I kind of have this struggle of like things that I want to do. That's just kind of like a bit of a loop of like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So,
yeah, like a restlessness, like you're restless, you want to do something and you can't do it. Do you think your sleep maybe helps you with that?
I think, yeah, it can to a degree, but like, I think it can also be like a bit of a deterrent as well. Because if I choose something to do, like I'll be doing it, and at the same time, like I'll be sleeping and like I'm doing something else right now, and then I'll start imagining something else that I want to be doing, and just imagining how great that other thing will be. I'm like, maybe I should go do that instead.
Wow.
I'll go and do that thing, and then like my brain's like, maybe I should do something else, and maybe I should do this other thing. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Is that the same for you, Brandon? Like, are you getting restless and even while you're doing something, you're thinking about doing something else?
Yeah, all the time. And let me know if me walking around makes you dizzy. I have to move a lot.
Right. Okay.
Or else I want to die.
Right. So. That's a great point, man.
Yeah.
Do you identify? Sorry, do you identify with that too, Jonathan? That you want to move or else you die?
Not as much, I don't think. Like I'm happy to just sit down for a few hours to talk. I mean, if I'm talking to someone, I prefer to be like moving around, or like if I'm on a phone call, right? I'm trying to focus. I'll need to maybe just have something in my hands, like moving around or playing, or just walking around. But in a situation like this, I'm happy to just sit and chill.
Right. Brandon, what about you? Are you able to ever like lay off the consume sometimes for other reasons? Like are you able to stop looking at Reddit and do something that needs to get done? That
I mean, I manage to go to work every day. I manage to. It's not easy, but I somehow don't get fired. Enough. Like, so yeah. Yes.
So
all right.
you're missing sleep, right? So that means your play is double activated. Is that right?
Yeah. Wait,
What
is
does-
it?
Yeah. That's
I
like
would-
a new thing. I just kind of just realized as well. Like someone mentioned it in the chat. I'm like, oh, that's true. Like the missing animal, the opposite of your missing animal is double activated.
Yep.
So what does that look like for you, Brendan? Like double activated play. You feel like that's your most of where your energy goes. It's like you kind of play like
maybe. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't play constantly involved interacting with people.
yeah.
I'm not always doing that, but I do constantly want to.
Maybe you just don't have opportunity to do it.
Right. There's very like few kinds of people that I want to talk to ever in my life. So like, you know, my play energy can't just go out into the street and start interacting with folks and enjoying it. It would actually be really anxious and like not myself.
Yeah, I get that, man. Yeah.
So,
Tell me, what about your blast? Do you ever see that you're able to start new things easy enough? Like that's supposed to be your hobby, Brendan. Are you able to start new things?
That's the funny part. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like the blast thing. I have a problem starting things.
Okay. Like maybe you have a problem finishing, but starting is okay.
I have a problem with both.
Uh-huh.
But I'd have to. I can't think of an example in the last few months where I was blasting. I really can't.
Right.
So.
Well, right now you're blasting about yourself a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah, Jonathan's doing a better job than you. Just to let you know.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe it's because I'm putting more attention on actually like being more like articulate. Whereas, yeah, if I didn't know I was blast, I'd just be like, oh, I don't care. Here's like 2 tiny details that you should care about.
Yeah, you're working on it. That's
Yeah.
why you're getting better. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So I keep getting this question and I keep forgetting it. So okay, when you guys are consuming, are you able to like realize that you're consuming at that time? Like, do you have that self-awareness, or is it just automatic?
I'm pretty aware of it. Like
while you're doing it,
right? Like when you're reading something, like you'll just go in your head, oh, I'm using consume.
Yeah.
Or I'm listening to music. That's consume, right? Music, listening to it.
Yeah, I guess so. Like it's kind of like, so it depends on like what kind of functions you have as well. Like, so for NEFI, it's like you're consuming, you're like paying attention to like the abstract or to the patterns that you're observing, and kind of abstract patterns that you kind of value. So I feel like it's like what you pay attention to most. Like it's the things that you'll notice most. So like, for example, NE is like extroverted. So, and it's kind of engaging in the current world, just subconsciously or just without your awareness, you just pick up like patterns throughout your day. And maybe you'll actually be conscious to them, or maybe you'll like, if you do some sleep processing, maybe you'll be like, oh shit, I saw this cool like pattern today. Like I saw this same person do the same thing over there, and for some reason they keep doing this thing. And then I think you'll just be more aware of that kind of stuff.
Is that what it's like for you, Brendan? Your consume, seeing patterns and things, and what you're reading and what you're listening to.
I won't lie, I don't even really notice like patterns. That's the thing. Like I know I'm told constantly that NE is about noticing patterns, and I guess I do, but I don't notice myself doing it. For me, I'm just reading something, and if I like it, then I like upvote it in my head, or if I don't like it, I don't share it with anyone. Like
I was so unconscious as well to that. Like, and I think it's now that like I know my parts, I'm like more aware of doing it. And then when it happens, I'm like, oh shit, I'm using like consume right now, and I'm just seeing all these patterns. It's like like what Dave always says. It's like when you watch yourself back in a video and you listen to how you sound, it's like, holy shit, I sound like that. It's like the same kind of realizations. Like, holy shit, I'm seeing these patterns. Like, I don't know.
Hmm. Okay, what about your the purpose of your consume? Like, is your consume just the purpose of it is just to consume, and there's no other reason for it, or is there like, does it want to go and tell someone about these new? Are you looking for it to tell to someone, or are you looking in there to be maybe sleep on it later, or are you just looking to it to satisfy your FI need for it? Like, what do you think?
Sometimes I'll daydream about what I consume. That's like mostly what I'll do.
So you'll do it so that you're not bored at work?
Yeah,
later?
Or at home.
That's probably like a bit of sleep, like daydreaming.
That's what I've been told, but I daydream all day. So I don't know. When I'm not interacting with someone.
Yeah. For me, it's like, what was the question again?
Just what the purpose of your consume is. Is it for consume itself, or is it?
So yeah, so there's two things for me. It's like, one, it's like I need to like keep my NE like satisfied, or I need to like give it some attention because it just needs some new. So I'll just go and just like maybe watch some random stuff on YouTube, or just something to keep my mind entertained. And it's usually like I really crave like wanting to learn like new, like I love like just jumping on YouTube and finding something random to learn. Or just like so recently I've been really interested in like the cello, the musical instrument. So I just jump on YouTube and just like watch all these videos about people playing cellos, like how to play the cello, like finding all these cool cello players. So that's one way of just keeping my mind like satisfied. But the other one would be like trying to build upon my identity, which is like trying to actually consume things that I'm trying to on. Like, for example, like, I'll read some books about self-development, self-growth. I'll do some more research on like lifting and stuff in the gym, like just to make sure my form is good. So there's two kind of things. There's one just for like some shit to just keep me entertained. The other one's like more to just kind of build on things that I actually care about and I'm trying to work on.
Okay. So, okay, Brandon, do you have any advice for other people that might be like you, and to maybe help them get through life a little easier?
I think you asked me this last time. I did not have an answer, but
Yeah.
The first thing that came into my mind is just don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about the way you are or what you do. If you want to be a lazy piece of shit, then be one.
Right.
Like and do it, and as long as you enjoy doing it.
Do you want to be a lazy piece of shit? Do you want to be one?
I don't necessarily want to be one, but I am, and I accept that.
What do you want to be?
I don't know what I want to be. I haven't figured it out.
But like, if someone were to ask you, do you want to be the lazy piece of shit? Would your answer be yes or no?
No.
No.
Because that's not really an ambition. It's
right.
just a current state of things that I accept instead of grieving about. Like, I wish I could just be less lazy and do things and
but
be
like,
less of a shitty person.
Do you wish you could be less lazy? Some part of you?
Like, a part of me wishes that I had something that I gave enough of a fuck about to go after and do and like pursue. But as it is, the laziness is just a result of not having that idea or thing that I'm chasing after.
So how would you, like, if you had to give advice to yourself when you were younger, how would you tell yourself to find that thing that you're after?
Well, myself when I was younger had more things that it was chasing after. If anything, myself from when I was younger should be giving advice to me now.
All right. So what would he say to your old lazy ass?
He would say to go play volleyball because I had a scholarship for volleyball. I was once active and talented and athletic,
Right.
and now I just kind of walk around.
Okay.
Stopping you from,
Sorry. Go ahead, Jonathan.
what's stopping you from like getting back into that?
Well, when I went to college to play, I had a very miserable experience there with my teammates and like the team and like the coaches and the school. And it just like turned me off of volleyball completely. Even though I love the game, I just like now that I was what?
Just bad experience with people.
Bad experience. And now no longer really pursuing something. Like back then it was to play in college and to then play somewhere else. Now it's like I'm 24. I can't really go sign for a college team. You know, I have to play like a league or something.
Right. So,
Right.
but like that would have been the only thing you wanted to do, that you had a direction for, or are there other things that?
I mean, back then that was like the main thing I was actively working on.
Right.
So I still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
What about you, Jonathan? Do you have any advice for yourself, or for your old self when you were younger?
Yeah, I think for me, it'd just be like along the same lines. It's like, don't give a fuck about what people think about you. Like, just be who you are, stand up for what you believe in. And at the same time, like, communicate like your ideas. Like, don't be afraid to like actually get your ideas out, and your opinions and that kind of stuff, because it helps other people understand you, and it leaves less like missing information to other people.
What about like your addiction to your saviors? Do you have anything about that?
Yeah, so maybe just like, instead of just sitting in a room like addicted to like watching stuff on YouTube and like sitting in front of a computer and just trying to like research all this kind of stuff, like actually pick something and like get up and start something. Don't like, oh yeah, I'll do this later, I'll do this later, I'll do this later. Just do it now. Like, do something now. Just get active and move around.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys take your own advice in the past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So I hope this video was productive, and that we got to triangulate some things and see how the different parts see the world a bit differently.
Yeah, for sure. It was good. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye.